Time for teams to start making moves towards the postseason. Here we go. It's Week 11. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10.
No, we changed it.
They'll start the drive with Warren. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Brought down by Fred Warner. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be 2nd and 9.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And what a hit there. Alex, she pays the price for moving the chains that time.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost, and he busts those tackles.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Lamar now from the gun. Forced out to his right. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
Well, discretion, the better part of valor in a lot of cases. Rather than force something with no one open and risk a turnover, he wisely just threw it away.
On 2nd down, Warren. And he gets absolutely popped to end that one. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Jackson now on 3rd. Catch is made down the right sideline. All the way, that's an Atlanta touchdown! The Falcons take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. It's Keyshawn Nixon with the return. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. They've got first down from the 31. And down he goes before he can get back to the line.
Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice gain. And sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
Here's Derrick Henry getting it on the ground. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
You know you love some of my buzzwords, kid. I know you do. And this one was about willpower. He got the rock a long way from the chains and put his teammates on his back for a heck of a run and a great try at that first down.
Let's go now. Turning to Henry on 3rd. And he'll get it up to the 44. Pick up a 5 on that play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball. But a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. They send a man in motion. They go play action here. Stays in. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. Third down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Falcons going nickel to defend this third down play.
Here we go, sack.
He'll look to throw. He's on the move. Looking deep down the middle. A risky throw, and they're going to intercept it. Minkah Fitzpatrick has got it. And the Falcons take possession as he makes his 4th interception of our season.
Oh, coaches just love that effort right there. Instantly, as he made the pick, everybody was looking for a block and doing their part to set up the return. And I know it pales in comparison to giving up the turnover, but how about the effort on the other side to track him down and stop a potential pick six? I think everybody deserves a little credit on the field for that effort.
First down throw for Jackson. Complete. It's Myers. And this goes across midfield and into Broncos territory.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
He sends this one to the end zone. And he will score. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Seibert tacks on the point after. And the Falcons drive out to an early 14-0 lead. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Nixon now to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. Good starting field position for the Broncos as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Tag. 19 Lions. Go street. Go.
The drive begins with Henry. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Pass is caught. That's Tim Patrick. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 42. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And the Broncos will have a first down. So before they get the snap away, we're back, and it is Broncos football as we resume. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. They'll run it with Devin Singletary. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. That was Xavier McKinney that time with the tackle. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, Those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
18, Pioneer. Hey, smash.
Man in motion here. From the 29. That one finds Josh Downs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And that gives them first and goal.
Last thing, 19. 18, run. 18, run. 7 Pirates, 7 Pirates. Check go.
Working inside the red zone. Oh, this is getting ugly early. Intercepted again. And the Falcons will take over as he records his first interception of our season. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Oh. Yo.
Throwing from near his own goal line. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. So that brings up second down. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
They get about 4 there. Need a little more than that now on 3rd and 6.
You make that call to just give yourself a fighting chance on 3rd down, Kate. Take at least a little bite out of the big meal between them and the first down marker. And that should make this upcoming call a little less daunting.
Throwing on 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Throwing now on 1st down. It's Jackson. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And they can't connect on the deep look. Still a couple of snaps to play with, though, here. We've got 2nd down. This one misses the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again is Lamar. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Did this defense ever need that or what? Just a step in some kind of right direction. Hopefully now they can build on that sack and claw their way back from this pretty slow start.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. He throws a bullet to the center of the field. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Picked up at the 38. And a big hit on the return to stop it cold. That punt gets up to 59 yards. And the Broncos get set to take over. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48.
Here we go. Track 60. Ready.
Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. Picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. They give to Henry on the inside handoff. And they make the stop, we're going to say, at about the 37-yard line. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here at Mile High. The Broncos trying to make some noise before halftime. Markers reset, ball at the 37.
Let's go now. 60 Mavericks, 60 Mavericks. 19 tight, 19 tight. Hook.
Throwing now on first down. It's caught, Ferguson. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
Chap 60, chap 60. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Go.
From the red zone now. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Broncos have to hurry here. Clock's still running. After the sack, another pass on second down. This one delivered off target, Brock. That's incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Third and long for him here. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. They've got a man in motion. First down from the red zone. Has the Denver touchdown. The Broncos make it a one-score game before halftime. The touchdown. On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. He'll get this complete to Mooney. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
No, we changed it.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going deep. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
Yeah, that's one that's going to haunt him. There's just no question about it. A drop touchdown in the end zone. Now comes the mental toughness part of it. You got to flush that play quickly so you can make an impact later.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Shotgun snap to Jackson. Finds his back, Jaylen Warren. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
DC,
1st and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. Again, it's Jackson to the air. Caught near the goal line. And now he's going to head out of bounds after a nice game. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Lamar throwing again. And that's complete in the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. The Falcons will add to their lead at the end of the half. Seibert now to add the extra point. His kick is good, for the moment at least, as we've got a flag down on the field. I think they're going to get him for hitting the kicker. So they tag him for roughing the kicker. And now this kickoff's going to come from the 50. Let's see if they loft in and try to stick him deep. Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. So new kickoff rules. This is going to come out to the 30, not the 25 on the touchback. They've got first and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here comes the final play of our first half.
Set. '79 Broncos. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Ready.
Looking to throw. He fires one deep down the middle. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Welcome back, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Huard with you as we're about set to begin the third quarter. On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Nixon now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Drive starts out with a first and 10.
Let's go.
Henry gets it here to start the drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
This is Henry on second. And he's swallowed up in the middle. No gain on the run. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. Back-to-back runs yielding just 2 yards, and now it's 3rd and 8. Running once more with Henry. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
You love a huddle? Kate, you really do. You love a huddle full of guys like this who just know how to keep the drive moving forward. There's some trust there that he's going to get the job done, and he's going to get another shot, I would guess, down the line.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. 16 yards on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down. Another run for Henry. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few. He got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They kick the running back in motion. Here's 2nd and 11. Caught by the open man. It's a 21-yard gain. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle, they showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
From the gun, a run for Henry. He'll cobble together a yard there. Brian Branch getting there for the tackle. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. Flushed out of the pocket. On target to Downs. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. They gain 14 on the play. And the Broncos will have a first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Henry is in. It's a Denver touchdown. The Broncos cut into the lead coming out of halftime. Derrick Henry, the touchdown. McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Broncos chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. They're out and set. 1st and 10. Lamar now from the gun. He rolls to his right. He's on the move.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm. Especially in a situation like that. It's a good thing he woke up to it. Able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. From the 36. Escapes the pocket. Well secured by Brandon Cooks. And he goes out. Just needed one more step to reach midfield. Give him 13 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's the Falcons with the football. They're leading, but not by a ton. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Back to throw. Here's Jackson. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. He's got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Atlanta. Seibert now to add the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Falcons double their lead to 14.
Broncos 14. Michael Dixon set to
On now is Dixon to kick this one away. Nixon now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20.
the Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10.
Here we go, set. 19, Pioneer. Mustang 19. Get up.
They're going play action. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Even if this QB knew from the very get-go somebody be waiting for him, there's no chance he was going to salvage that play. I'd be surprised if he even got a second to look upfield before he was greeted with the big old open arms for an easy sack.
Trying again following the sack. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And he takes this one back for the pick six. Seibert now to add the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons stretch their lead to 21.
Broncos 14.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Nixon now to return it. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10.
Let's go.
Back to the air following the pick six. Hauled in by Downs. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
To throw here on first down. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. Second down coming up. This one intended for the running back. And now it's second down.
Ready. 60 Bison. 60.
Out of the gun, Henry. And he's tackled for a short gain. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Come on. Set. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Now looking to throw. Ferguson's got it. Complete. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be good for a Denver first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And that's knocked away. The linebacker got him in the middle of the field, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And it sets up second down.
You know, it's tough to succeed at linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call.
Take go.
Trying to throw here out of the gun. Flush down out to his left. He's keeping it. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
Here we go. Ready.
Back to throw. Complete to Coleman. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. 4 yards on the play, and that picks up a 1st and goal.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you want to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Dragon 60. Tank, Cowboy 80. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick.
Once more, here's Henry. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. It's 4 yards on 2nd and goal. Now they'll only need 3 on 3rd down. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in Denver.
Ready up.
Broncos trying to make it look a little nicer on that scoreboard.
19 tight, 19 tight. Trap 60, trap 60.
3rd down from the gun. On the move, headed right. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
Three plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone.
Ready. Warriors 70. Cup 19, Cup 19. Buffalo 18. Go.
Need a conversion. They're throwing for it. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Brian Branch has it. Well, they had one last gasp to try to make something happen here in the red zone, Brock. Just wasn't there. This defense too locked in, coming up with the interception.
Yeah, it's the work they do on those first 3 downs to get to this 4th down, like a pitcher does, to get to an 0-2 count. They know it's their advantage. And once that offense decides to go for it on 4th down, a good chance they're going to get that stop. You know, by the way, a few style points added to the stat sheet with the INT.
And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. They'll go again with Warren. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. We have a timeout called by the Broncos. That's their first. And they'll take a moment to ponder what the call is going to be on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson buys time, rolling right. He's running for it. He's going to go out of bounds up past the 15. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down. Warren here from the gun. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Warren once more. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down. Denver calls the 2nd of its 3 timeouts. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Chased out to his right. He gets this one to Myers. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. The Falcons spend the first of their 3 timeouts. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42.
Hey, Alf, it's a lot. Nice one. It's a lot.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Forced out to his right. Throwing deep for the end zone. And he can't hang on. Touchdown in his arms. But it slips through. 2nd down coming up.
Oh, that's a major missed opportunity right there. Coverage can breathe a little sigh of relief. They dodged a bullet. Time to adjust and get some extra help on the back end to take away those open shots downfield.
This undoubtedly the final snap of what's already a decided contest. Jackson yet again. He's looking deep once again. And this is into the end zone, but incomplete. It was a win no matter what. They decided, hey, let's try for another touchdown to knee it out. Either way, this one's over. So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. And this is a game that proves every Pee Wee and Pop Warner and high school coach across the country correct, Brock. Teams who make fewer mistakes and turnovers gonna win a lot of football games. They kept the football, they forced a couple of turnovers, and that was a big part of the difference in this one. So for Brock Huard, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. A well-earned win for the Falcons, as we'll see you next time from Denver.